What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about IRs that I feel have been forgotten. They were so talked about. It felt like they were the most popular things all over. And so today I wanted to talk about how even though people don't talk about them too much anymore, they still have a great PSA 10 value. The first card we're going to be looking at here is the Ralts IR from Scarlet and Violet base. I love this card. This is probably, if anything, my favorite card in that set. A lot of people like this card. It's selling for $25 raw on eBay, $28.59 on TCG Player, but $284 at a PSA 10. And of course, this is just an average number. You've got sales at 300 or above, or maybe just under $280. It ranges, right? But this is an average number. This is a great return for a card you can buy for $25 raw. But once again, I love this card. It's got a great line here with the Curlia and the Gardevoir, the three cards together. Of course, it's like Ralts is aging with the family. It's a great card. It's a great storyline. Amazing card. Let's go on to the next one. The Riolu from Scarlet and Violet base. I like this one as well. Beautiful card. The art here is amazing. It's very colorful. Of course, it's easily, we can tell why easily people like this card. $20 eBay, just about the same thing at TCG Player. $262 at a PSA 10. Amazing. Once again, the return on that is insane. Of course, you got to get lucky grading these cards. We're not going to lie about that. Of course, it's not beat around the bush about it. Most of the time, more often than not, you are not going to get a PSA 10 with most of these cards. But when you do, of course, if you do your homework and you look for the right card, you can actually get good at grading and you can get a return like this. Now, one thing I will say is because I'm using Pokédata, sometimes their prices here, like for the PSA 10, TCG Player, any of these prices here, sometimes they're a bit delayed, so they seem a bit off. And for those specific ones, I will be showing you, for example, like this one, the Riolu, the first one, the eBay at least sold listings, because that's part of where they're getting all of their numbers from. But you can see here, $280, $265. One thing that does drop that price a bit lower is that a lot of these cards got the best offer accepted, sorry, and some of them are even selling on auctions. But this card has been rising and rising. It was at low 200s. It's clearly climbing. Of course, it seems like we're entering another big jump up in the market. It's not done. This market is not done with whatever it's doing. It's just going up again. Everything's just going up again. But yeah, let's move on to the next one, the Drowsy from Scarlet and Violet base. I'll be honest, this card obviously got manipulated. It's not one of my personal favorite cards. I wouldn't say I love this card. It's a cool card. It's all right. But it made the list because it's $30 a card on eBay, $23 on TCG Player, even though do not buy anything from TCG Player if you want to grade it, because they're not going to send you gradable cards. Those guys on TCG Player are clearly trying to make money, and they're not going to sell you a card that they can get a PSA 10 on. That's why you don't see images on there. They send you whatever they want. It's going to be way off center. Don't expect a PSA 10 from there. But a PSA 10 for this card, $385. That is insane. A $30 card, $385 at a PSA 10. That's like crazy. This market is so crazy. I don't know if this card is going to stay at this price forever, but at the moment, this is insane. Like, you could definitely make a nice amount of money with this card right here. Once again, guys, if you're going to buy a card like that, I would suggest, go on eBay, look for a card on eBay, go to your local game store or something like that. You have to see the images if you're going to buy cards to grade, right? You have to. The Slowpoke from Scarlet and Violet base, of course, there are a lot of cards from Scarlet and Violet base, but it's just so crazy that there are so many cards in Scarlet and Violet base that people really do like, and they are willing to pay for it at a PSA 10. $18 raw, $265 at a PSA 10. Insane. I don't even know what else to say, because These aren't the greatest cards. This Slowpoke is not the greatest. I understand it's a cute card. It's nice. But it's not the greatest. It's really not. There are other cards that are much better than this one that don't get this graded at a PSA 10. I don't know why. I don't know. But like I said, it made the list. I was looking up cards, and I always do my homework. I really take the time to look around the sets. I actually enjoy doing this. Like, even this video, I really enjoy doing. The market fluctuating all the time really just entertains me, to be honest. Let's see. The next card we're going to look at is Fuecoco from Paldea Evolved. I actually like this card. I do like Fuecoco. Just Fuecoco. I don't like Crocolore. I kind of like Skeledirge, but not too much. Fuecoco is definitely, to me, my favorite out of that evolution. But yeah, $168 out of 10. Just $20 raw. 168 out of 10. That's not bad. Now, this is one of the other cards that when you look at eBay, the sold list is maybe a little different. It did just say $168. Most recently sold at $190 on eBay, right? 231, 217, 150, 142, just under 100, 200, probably somewhere probably around there with this, similar with these. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. The market is moving upward, guys. Like, people are paying most of the sold listings, like the last card that you're gonna see in the last week. A lot of them are so much higher than what was there previously. It's insane. The market is not done. People are not done spending money. The mouse hold from Paldea Evolved as well. Cute card. Once again, not one of my favorite Pokemons. It's cute. I can see why people like it. $27 raw on eBay, $32 on TCG Player, $251 on a 10. Once again, market's insane. The fact that you can make this much money with a card where you spent $30 on it, if you want to tack on the PSA fee of $20 per card, fine, $50 if you want to say you turn 50 into 250. I wouldn't complain about that. Not bad right there. Mouse hold is another one where I wanted to show you guys the eBay listings, because it did just say 251, most recently sold at $280 on eBay. That's, like I said, once again, a big jump, $30 above that sale price there on Pokédata. Of course, like I said, much higher. Look, this is $335. There are some people that don't really mind spending money. 320 as of the last like week or two, people are spending more money, whether it's on PSA 10 slabs or booster boxes. Crazy. The Heracross from Paldea Evolved. This is definitely one of my favorite. Heracross is definitely nostalgic for me. I grew up watching Pokemon, and I will never forget Ash's Heracross. I always liked him. Pretty cool Pokemon. $17 on eBay, $16 on TCG Player, $140 in a PSA 10. It's not as much as the other cards. You're clearly not making as much, but turning $17 or $16 to $140 is pretty good. The multiple is much higher than turning that 50 that I talked about with the mouse hold to 250. That's 5 times the value. This right here is closer to like 7 times the value. That's a nice bump up right there. Heracross, one of the other ones as well. I want to show you guys the eBay listings. Some were sold at $200, $180, $189, basically $190. Best offer on here must have been close to $190 somewhere. $220, $157, all above that price point that you're seeing on Pokédata. So always do your homework, guys. All of these tabs that I have here, all of these cards, I cross-reference them with at least eBay or something else, whatever else I'm looking for. I will look elsewhere. I will confirm that price. So just make sure you do that for yourself as well, for buying purposes or selling. You definitely want to cross-reference them. Just make sure on that, because eBay is an open market. People are going to pay what they're willing to pay, what they want. So just keep that in mind. Next card, the Marill from Paldea Evolved. I remember people talking about this card so much. I mean, till this day, I'm pretty sure people love this card. This is a beautiful card. Once again, this is a very nostalgic card for most of us. It was all over Gen 2 of, the Pokemon show. I just love this card. A lot of people love Marill. You got a lot of Marill illustrations all over the TCG for that reason, So, but $23 on eBay, $20 on TCG Player, $228 at a PSA 10. I love it. For me, this is one of the cards that it's worth it. It's like the nostalgia's there. That's really what most of us are paying for. I love this card right here. Cool card. Let's see, next one, the Tyranitar, the big T-Tar. This card isn't as affordable as the other ones. It's not as cheap. Still not bad at $40 or $43 on TCG Player. Once again, don't forget, guys, if you're gonna buy to grade, you gotta buy it on eBay. At least you can see the images and at least buy, you know, get what you paid for. TCG Player, they're gonna send you something you don't want. Not to grade, at least. But $340 at a PSA 10. That's a pretty penny right there. I mean, but this is also an amazing card. Like, this is a beautiful card. I love this card. Really cool. Kind of reminds me of the Groudon, but for some reason, I don't know. This card kind of fits this image better than the Groudon, in my opinion. That Groudon is pretty cool too. But I'm liking the Tyranitar here a little more than that Groudon. $340, not bad whatsoever. I'll take that any day. The Mew EX, the promo from the UPC, $38 on eBay, $36 on TCG Player, $342 at a PSA 10. I absolutely love this card. I have about 4 of these. I wanted to grade them, but I wanted to grade them before. Like, this was like months ago. I was buying this card, and the PSA 10 value was not $342. It was much less. But I just felt like this card was a beautiful card. I felt like this card could actually age well. Like, I feel like this is one of the Mews, one of those Mew cards that you can hold long term, and it can do well. That's just what I feel. It's my opinion. This market, this hobby is just that. You got to go by feel. There's no other way. There's nothing that actually tells you what's going to happen in this market, especially with singles. But this one can very well be very big in the future. Love this card. All right, next one. Well, last but not least, it is the Eevee from the SPC. This promo, the Fruit Basket Eevee, they call it. $24 on the eBay, $21 on TCG Player, $380. $380 at a PSA 10. Insane. Insane. If you realize it's the most valuable card out of all the cards that I've shown today when it comes to the PSA 10 value, but it's not the most expensive at the raw price. Now, this PSA 10 value, it's really nice right now. It might be a lot less later on once that product keeps getting printed and people get their hands on it and they rip it. But still, at the moment, $380 for the Fruit Basket Eevee from the SBC at a PSA 10. That's amazing. Like I said, I love these videos. I like seeing how the market fluctuates. I like seeing what people are buying. Clearly, just by the value in the cards that we see here at PSA 10 values, people are showing you what they like. You know, it's great to understand the market and just to look at what people like by what they're buying and how much they're willing to pay for it when they do buy it. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys found some value here, because most of us like grading cards. You know, we can use things like this, like a graded card, to help fund the hobby. Again, if you have this card and you wanted to buy something else, you could possibly grade it, sell it, use that money to buy more Pokemon. Like, whether you're investing or you just want to rip, you can do that with so much in this hobby, and I love that about it. So yeah, guys, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace.